Hello, how are you? This is Lerone Kuntz. As this election cycle proceeds, I have been doing some research concerning the candidates. And one of the things I've found out about Kamala Harris is that she was the district attorney of San Francisco. And during that time, she prosecuted people, of course, but some of the people she prosecuted were innocent. And some of the cases, people went to prison, and she had evidence to clear people that had gone to prison, but she did not produce that evidence and allowed these people to languish in prison. I have a video of one individual who spent 6.5 years in prison for a murder that he didn't commit. And I want you to watch some of the video. I'm going to leave a link to the entire video in the description below so you can watch it for yourself. But I want us to watch this so we can know the candidates, because we don't really know too much about Kamala Harris. I'm going to be honest, even though she's been on the political stage for a while. And it's important that we are clear on the policies of the candidates. Not so much, I'm not concerned about whether I like the person or whether the person is black or whether the person is a woman or a man. I'm concerned about the track record, and I'm concerned about the policies that they want to implement. And when I see videos like this, it sends a message to me that maybe she's not interested in justice. Maybe she's just interested in her own political career. So let's watch a little bit of this video. And like I said, I'm going to leave the entirety in the description box below.
Never in a million years I would have thought that they were going to charge me for Sale's murder. I never talked to no detective, no police officer, no DA, nobody.
Just arrested and then charged.
Arrested and charged, that's it.
Was the first time you saw Kamala Harris in person the day that the verdict was issued?
She showed up at the two most pivotal times in this first trial, and me being convicted and me being sentenced. She wanted to be present for a celebration of a conviction.
That's what it felt like, celebration?
A celebration, that's what it felt like. The reactions I get when I tell people my story is, they say it's the worst nightmare. You know, it's the closest thing to dying.
Like I said, I'm going to leave the link for the entire video in the description. This man spent 6.5 years in prison for a murder that he didn't commit. And as he was trying to appeal his case, Kamala Harris was trying to prevent him from getting an appeal. He ultimately was released and received a $13 million settlement. These are the type of things that we should know, right? We should know about these types of cases where people were sent to prison, and in cases that, you know, she has had the evidence to exonerate people, she hasn't. And this is important, and it just begs the question, why isn't this something that she has to talk about? Why aren't they asking her about this? Why is she allowed to not have a press conference? She's been the nominee for almost a month now, and she has not had to stand in front of the press and answer questions at all, right? Why did she get a free pass? If this had been anybody else, we would know about it. Why isn't Al Sharpton talking about this case? When I see him on CNN, he's not talking about this. Why isn't Van Jones on CNN talking about this? These are supposed to be advocates for justice as it relates to people of color, right? I don't see them talking about this. I don't see them talking about her record. I don't see Joy Reid taking her to task because she had a black man in prison for 6.5 years, even though he was innocent. I don't see Benjamin Crump suing her. You know, I don't see the usual people that are supposed to be on top of these issues. I don't see them talking about this. They're just pretty much trying to tell us to vote for her. And these are the type of things that we need to know. So when I ask the question, what has she done? This is the type of thing that I'm talking about. I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm just asking the question, and I'm getting a lot of feedback and a lot of resentment because I asked the question. But that's not going to stop me. I'm still going to try to find out the information I need to find out. And this is one of the things that I found out, and I'm going to continue to look into her record to determine whether or not she is who she says she is. And if you're voting for her just because she's black, how do you feel about this? This is a black man. Now, if you're a black woman or a woman of color and you're saying I'm voting for her because she's a woman of color, right? If that's your rationale for voting for her, how do you feel about this case? Because this very well could have been your son or your little brother or your uncle or your dad sitting in prison for 6.5 years, and having Kamala Harris trying to prevent him from proving his innocence, trying to stand in the way of him filing the appeal, and possibly had evidence that could have exonerated him, but refused to reveal it. How do you feel about that now? Is it still enough for you to vote for a candidate just because she's a woman or just because she is a woman of color? It shouldn't be. You should vote based on policy, whether the policy benefits you or not. Look at the track record. If this is her track record, she may not be the person that's going to represent what you think she's going to represent. If she's willing to do this, what else is she willing to do? Is one of the reasons why they're not telling you this is that it might persuade you to look deeper and may ultimately make you not want to vote for her. Maybe that's why they're not talking about this. That's why the people that are usually on top of these types of issues are not talking about this. They'll talk to you all day about Kamala Harris, but they won't give you the vital details that you really need to know to cast your vote or to determine who you're going to vote for. So that's why I'm bringing this to you, so you can see for yourself. You can look at this video in its entirety. It's about 8 minutes, and you can determine for yourself what her role was in this man's conviction, and look deeper. And if I get any additional information, I'm definitely going to bring it to you. So thanks for stopping by and checking me out, and until next time, as always, peace and stay safe.